Hey guys, so I just got back from a group call and I wanted to put together this kind of quick little video. It's late here, but I wanted to record this because I feel like it's pretty important. And we were talking about TikTok. And here I want to make my case for why I think TikTok going forward is going to be necessary for financial advisors who really are looking to get, within the top 1% of people in their field and scale their business and incomes ridiculously. TikTok is going to be a necessary driver for that, and I'll explain why. So, to start with, let's compare TikTok to a couple of predecessors, right? So let's go back to YouTube and Facebook in the early days when they were starting. Kind of Facebook ads really formally launched in around 2012 and whatever. Who are some of the first adopters of Facebook and YouTube ads, and well, where are they now? Well, let's start with Tai Lopez. You probably remember this guy. I'll pull up a picture of him if you don't know already. Very famously did the "Hey guys, I'm in my garage with my Lamborghini" video. A lot of you probably remember that. That was making rounds a long time ago. I don't remember the exact date, but he's been around for a while. He's got a net worth now of $60 million. He's done a lot of courses through real estate, finance. He's done a whole bunch of different stuff, mainly online, selling courses, doing whatever. But he's done extremely well for himself over the past 10 years, utilizing Facebook and YouTube ads. Now, I'm throwing YouTube in here as well because it's a little bit kind of similar to TikTok. Insofar as that it's videos, and Facebook was more text. Facebook was the first one. YouTube was next, but videos. Next, we have Grant Cardone. That guy's been extremely successful. Not quite as much on necessarily the ad side, but definitely on the content side. He's been around for a while. Let's take a look at Grant Cardone on YouTube and take a look how many subscribers he has, if I could find it. 2.17 million subscribers this guy has. Again, how I turned $3,000 into $2.2 billion. Maybe you guys haven't, aren't Grant Cardone fans or anything, but I'm sure a lot of you have seen the guy's content. Clearly he does fairly well for himself. And if we go to his About section, we can see he joined YouTube in October 2007. And he has 439 million views on the platform. Clearly, he's got everything linked out here, and he's got a lot of content available. He's sold a crazy amount of stuff online. He's now worth 600 million. I know a lot of that comes from real estate and a lot of the other stuff he's doing, but a huge part of this is coming from YouTube and the success that he had there in Facebook. And he's now making around $10 million a month. Again, I understand a lot of that is real estate, but a lot of that comes from online as well. Gary Vee, he's another guy. He's been around for forever. If any of you aren't familiar with Gary Vee, Gary Vaynerchuk, his YouTube channel has been around probably close to the same amount of time as Grant Cardone's, I would imagine. Yeah, so it's October 6, 2007. Look at that. About the same number of views. These guys are similar insofar as they started out pretty early. Gary has so many things from back like 10, 15 years ago when he was kind of basically predicting all of these things. And, now Gary is predicting TikTok to be the next big thing. Now, I'll get into why Gary is predicting that in a little bit, but I want to take a look at, again, going into, these guys and their success on Facebook and YouTube, what led to that and what the environment and the circumstances were surrounding that success on YouTube and on Facebook. Well, originally, back in the day, there's been a whole lot of talk about Facebook ads being completely ineffective now. That's not the case, but prices have gone up. That's 100% true. But what led to, everything being so ridiculously, low cost in the early days. Well, when Facebook started out, they had low competition. There wasn't a whole lot of people who were on the platform. It was really confusing to use, probably for people who'd never advertised online, and it was just so foreign and so unique to people. Like, why would I run an ad online? That not a whole lot of people were on it. So, of course, when there's less people running ads, your cost per 1,000 impressions are going to be lower. Your cost per lead is going to be lower because you're fighting with less people. There's not as many people running ads that you have to compete with in the Facebook algorithm, so on and so forth. So you're going to get lower acquisition costs, and your KPI costs are going to be much, much more improved when there's less competition. With Facebook as well, especially, it was unproven for a while. So a lot of bigger companies didn't really want to join in the fray because it was seen a lot more risky to alternative advertising, even though the numbers that Facebook was getting and YouTube were getting through their advertisements were like way more insane than anything that like radio or television or newspaper ads are doing. But it was just seen as such a new and novel thing that a lot of people just didn't want to join or didn't know how to, and that prevented them. And again, yeah, so it was different to anything else, and it got people curious about how the ads work. I mean, try to think back to the first time you saw an ad on Facebook. You at least wanted to click it because you were like, well, what is this? This is really new. It's kind of interesting. What is this feature? And sure, as time went on, I'm sure we've all seen quite a few ads, and now we're probably a little bit tired of all of them. But at the same time, back then it was so novel that it was super successful, since people just clicked on an ad because they were like, whoa, what's this? This is something new. And people just wanted to see what it was all about in the first place and how it worked. And of course, you're going to get a lot more engagement on that, and then that's going to lead to a lot more sales. So why am I kind of going through, why Facebook and why YouTube blew up and who was successful there? Because I'm comparing it to TikTok right now. Because looking at TikTok, really, I think over 1 billion users now. Like I said, I just got off this call. I just wanted to make this video, so don't quote me on any of these stats. But I'm somewhere in the ballpark of around 1 billion different unique users on TikTok. They just put advertising on the platform not that long ago. The advertising features are very new. Right now on TikTok, it's essentially kind of the wild, wild west when it comes to advertising, same as Facebook was. And it's very, very similar circumstances where, again, this platform has blown up, I'm not going to say out of nowhere, but very, very quickly. And people are kind of wondering, how in the world do I even navigate this thing, or how do I get on there, right? It's the same situation we're seeing with TikTok now as it was with Facebook back in 2012 when they were starting their advertising stuff, and same with YouTube when they were starting their advertising. So moving on, why do you even need to be on TikTok in the first place? So this is something that I wanted to point out because this is part of what was discussed in the call, and this is what I found really fascinating. So when you go on TikTok here, I'm not sure if you can see me. That's fine. Okay. Just typed in finance, right? And scroll through some of these videos. What are we getting? 1.2 million views, right? 552,000 views, 633,000 views, million views, 3.1, 3 million views, 7.1 million views, right? This is a place where people are very much talking about finance, where creators are coming on here. They're figuring out how TikTok works, and they are definitely cashing in with their audiences. So let's just, take a look at this video. I'm not going to play, the whole video. It's a minute and a half. But basically, it's, in this personal finance forum, somebody is asking if they're able to buy a house, and this guy breaks down whether or not they're going to be able to buy the house with the amount of savings and everything else they have, yada, yada, yada. So let's keep in mind, guys, that this is a platform, basically engineered towards children. And when you look in the comments section, right, and look at the top comments in here, right, like let's take a look at this guy's profile, Stephen Morin. This is a young guy, right? This is a young dude who's commenting on this TikTok thing about finance. How are we accepting living in a world where a family making $350K a year can't afford to buy a house? This guy here, I don't believe housing prices are starting to come down. He's got a bio that says, "You mad bozo," with a bunch of clown and crying emojis. Like, it's clearly a younger guy. Hopefully this is not a 30-year-old man. Again, looking at some of these profiles you can see here, these are younger audiences and younger people. And some of these people going to the comments section, right, are literally 28% is a very, like, there are people discussing and talking about finance. And look at this, it's going to drop 1.3. Like, people are making finance predictions on TikTok, a platform that is engineered towards children. And people are making predictions, dropping, like, people are on TikTok and they are interested in this. They are interested in finance. We can look at this guy's profile, right? He hasn't made, a whole lot of things here. Not too many videos, but clearly he's got one that's gone viral. This maybe isn't the best profile. Let's go back to some of the other ones. Basic financial literacy. Boom. This guy's got 112,000 followers on the platform. He's got his links to all of his stuff here. Book a personal coaching call, crush your debt, right? He's got a whole bunch of stuff here, clearly giving out a lot of financial advice and clearly crushing it on the platform. But as you can see, right, your audience is here. Not only that, but young people are also becoming extremely conscious of their finances and they're wanting to become wealthy. You can see it in the comment section there. You can see it when you look at the financial hashtags and you see millions and millions and millions of views on these things. Like, your audience is here, guys. First of all, if you are a financial advisor right now, and even if you're running ads on Facebook, you're probably not running ads or even running much content on TikTok because it's very difficult to get into. But there are people who are doing it and they're being very successful with it right now. And your audience is here. Like, people are here and they want to learn about this stuff, right? So those who become trusted on this platform are going to reap immense benefits years from now. Again, look at the Tai Lopez's, the Grant Cardones and the Gary V's. All these guys kind of got their start, maybe not Grant Cardone, but they got their online start at least on YouTube and Facebook. And they are raking in millions of dollars a month. And now, I'm not saying every single person who makes a TikTok account is going to rake in millions of dollars per month. What I am saying is people who are the first and early adopters of the platform, get on it now and stay consistent enough to be able to at least build a little bit of an audience and have a little bit of a reputation on there and get established before TikTok becomes incredibly saturated. Those people are going to have a huge advantage. And that's why I went over everything before, because I believe we are coming to a tipping point right now where people know about TikTok, right? People know that it's a big deal. They know how to get in, but they're still hesitant. They're still putting it off. They don't see a need or anything. And why I'm making this video is to let you know, if you're a financial advisor and you're not on TikTok in any capacity, you need to get on right now. TikTok may be the last chance that you ever get when it comes to being a first adopter to any of these systems, right? Platforms like this that are this unique and this explosive do not come around very often, right? And I'm sure there's, and not that they just don't come around very often, right? They don't come around very often and are this directly monetizable. Like, for example, let's take a look at some of the other, social media platforms that have been around, because there's really only, insofar as social media, there's only three, you could argue four major players right now. That's Facebook and Instagram, so I'm linking them together, YouTube and TikTok, and then you could maybe fit LinkedIn in there as well. But Twitter, right? Twitter has loads, hundreds of millions of monthly users on Twitter. If any of you are on Twitter, you don't see a whole lot of ads there. It's just not that monetizable. It's just not a very monetizable platform. So to have a platform this unique and explosive that is instantaneously monetizable just like that is so huge and so powerful. And I can't stress, like, if people are figuring this out, right? People don't want to get caught sleeping like last time, right? Because the companies learned from the last time around. People learned from the last time around. They were asleep on the wheel when it came to Facebook, when it came to YouTube. Again, they didn't want to get in. It was unproven. They didn't know how to do it. It was so unique. It was so different. And that's why what I think separates TikTok still from something, say, like a Twitter or whatever else, because you kind of have to be a little bit kind of a content creator. And that's the confusing part. Well, I can't just write some text and run an image ad and then that's good. No, that's not going to work on TikTok. That's not what people on there are wanting to see. You have to create something that's a little bit engaging that, people can actually connect with and want to watch. So people are hesitant right now, but those who missed out on Facebook and missed out on YouTube the last time, 6, 7, 8 years ago, they know that they can't be hesitant for too much longer because people are figuring this out, and you can see when you, again, going back into here, right? There's people on here posting loads of content when it comes to finance 101, sales, all this stuff, and people are eating it up, right? So your time is now, because you're not going to get the same grace period with Facebook, where Facebook, there was like kind of a 3-4 year gap where you could come in before it was saturated and still kind of be an early adopter, and things were all right and this, that, and the other, because it was the first time anything had ever been done online to begin with. That's not the case anymore, right? People know that TikTok is here and TikTok is here to stay. So my prediction is there's probably going to be a 9-month to 1 year gap where TikTok becomes incredibly, incredibly saturated, because everyone's going to be noticing and everyone's going to be getting on. The KPIs are going to start to look a lot like YouTube and a lot like Facebook really soon. TikTok still hasn't quite fully developed their ad system. So you are early still. You are an early adopter. And it's actually, and this is why I wrote this point, it's a good thing that TikTok hasn't fully developed their ad system. And the reason that I say that is to say, if you are watching this as of right now, as of July 27th, 2022, you are early on TikTok right now. The ad system is not quite fully developed. It's still very powerful, and it's still working for a lot of people, and a lot of people are making insane amounts of money off TikTok. But you are still early, and you are still an early adopter, and there is still time. Once they figure that out, and once they get their ad system totally up, live, operational, sort out all the bumps and hiccups and whatever else, it is going to be insane the amount of people that are going to come on this platform who aren't going to want to miss out on any of this stuff, guys. It's going to be insane the amount of growth and how quickly this thing gets saturated, right? Again, and this isn't just a baseless prediction. We saw it on Facebook and we saw it on YouTube, and it's getting increasingly more and more difficult to advertise on those platforms. So if you are a financial advisor right now, I want you to really think about this and think about why you're not on TikTok in any capacity at all, or why you're slacking on TikTok, because what are you going to do here? You're going to and I've heard, well, these social media platforms, they come and go and whatever. Sure. But they come and go, even if they're in cycles, these cycles are a few years separated, right? Especially because, like I said, you have to have everything aligned where not only is it a social media platform, it's really viral, it's really popular, and it's easily monetizable. And all those things have to align in order for it to be this successful again. What do you guys see that's on the horizon that I don't see? I run social media ads every single day. This is what I've been doing for the last few years now, right? What's on the horizon? What do you guys see that I don't see? What other platform is coming up that's going to be, easily advertisable and monetizable? Why are you waiting for that platform? Right? You know, you have a golden opportunity to get on TikTok right now and start really getting an advantage over a lot of people because it's still so early on this thing, right? So if you're waiting around for something else or whatever, are you really willing to put your dreams on hold for another 5 years until the next social media platform? And I mean, I'm just speculating, right? Like, because there's nothing in the wings now. So we know we're at least waiting like at least 3 to see something build this fast, because TikTok went probably as fast as you could go. And it took 3 years. We don't know. Could be another 10, could be 20 years, could never happen. We don't know. We know that there's this chance right now when it comes to TikTok, right? Now, obviously, I've already stated TikTok hasn't quite fully developed their ad system. It is a little bit early, and that's why we still use YouTube and we still use mainly Facebook, because we know that these work super well. They're very proven, and we have a really fascinating hybrid strategy that we use in order to mainly generate leads through TikTok and whatever. We're able to get about 95% of the benefit of being on TikTok while actually putting in only about 5% of the work that a lot of these other content creators are by leveraging TikTok paid ads. If you'd like to know how we're doing that and would like some of our best performing scripts and template ideas for TikTok, shoot me a DM. I'd be happy to send that off to you guys. And if you have any other questions as it regards to TikTok and getting on the platform, please feel free to shoot a message over. Here to help. That's about it for this video, to be completely honest. It was a little bit rough around the edges, but hopefully I was able to make enough of a point to convince you guys that TikTok is important and that you guys need to be on the platform. And I'll come back to this in about a year from now and kind of do a I told you so video, and maybe I'll record another couple on TikTok as well, and why it's so important to be on here and break down some strategies and stuff like that. If anyone has any ideas or wants me to cover anything, they can let me know in the comments, and I'd be more than happy to do that and break that down as well. But hopefully you guys have a blessed day wherever you are, blessed morning as well whenever you wake up, because I'm going to have to hit the gym and get to bed here soon. But just wanted to check in with everyone and just make this really quick little summary of why I think TikTok's important. Hope it was able to help some of you and give some value. Peace.